In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on September 24, 2022, and providing you with team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Kent State versus Georgia. College football's top-ranked team, the Georgia Bulldogs, get set to host the Kent State Golden Flashes this Saturday in a non-conference matchup. Georgia has steamrolled every opponent in its path during a 3-0 start to the season, while Kent State picked up its first win last week after a brutal non-conference schedule saw them open the season with 2 losses to ranked programs. The Golden Flashes are 3-9 against the spread in their last 12 road games and 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 versus Southeastern Conference. The Bulldogs are 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 home games and 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. The under is 5-2 in Golden Flash's last 7 games in September. The under is 5-0 in Bulldogs' last 5 games overall. The Kent State Golden Flashes are obviously outmatched here and have no business staying in this game. You can argue Georgia is the best team in the league. With that said, Kent State is about as prepared for this game as it will ever be after playing teams like Washington and Oklahoma already. Also, Georgia is 4-11 against the spread in its last 15 games as a favorite of at least 30 points, and that includes a failed cover this year against Samford. Even with a big gap in talent, this is a boatload of points. Kent State has a top 25 rushing attack, which could lead to some clock eating for the road team. So the Kent State Golden Flashes to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Bulldogs' defense has allowed 1 touchdown this season and 10 points total. I would be surprised if Kent State scores a touchdown in this game. Georgia will call off the Dogs and let the second string get some reps, but even Georgia's second string is much better than Kent State. This total is very high, and Georgia has hit the under in all 5 of their last 5 games. They will keep Kent State off the scoreboard except for maybe in the 4th quarter. The Bulldogs have not scored more than 49 points this season, and even if they score 56 in this game, the score will still remain below the total. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Maryland versus Michigan. The Maryland Terrapins and the Michigan Wolverines meet in a Week 4 Big Ten Conference college football matchup from Michigan Stadium on Saturday afternoon. Maryland is 17-37 in their last 54 games against a team with a winning record and 6-14 against the spread in their last 20 road games, while the over is 5-1 in their last 6 road games against a team with a winning home record. Michigan is 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 conference games and 8-3 against the spread in their last 11 home games, while the under is 5-2 in their last the 7th of September games. If Georgia is the undoubted best team in the country, my vote for number 2 would be Michigan. They have the number 1 scoring offense in the country and the number 4 scoring defense, while allowing just 91 passing yards per game to opponents. This takes into account that their 3 opponents so far have been Colorado State, Hawaii, and UConn. But that doesn't change how good this defense is. Much similar to Georgia last year, it's always a solid play to take the Michigan opponent team total under. The Wolverines welcome the Maryland Terrapins this week for their first Big Ten Conference game of the year, and the Terrapins have been making headlines with their offense and 3rd-year starter Taulia Tagovailoa. Maryland has been averaging 40 points per game this year, and head coach Mike Locksley returns 9 of his starters on the offensive side of the ball, including a core of speedy receivers including Rakim Jarrett, Dante Demas Jr., and Florida transfer Jacob Copeland. Where the Terrapins will falter is on the defense. They gave up 21 points to Charlotte, who was on their 3rd-string quarterback, and gave up 27 to SMU while trailing in the 4th quarter. Tagovailoa did enough to get his team over the hump in those games, but those are lesser opponents, and he won't have that luxury this week in the Big House. The Terps have a nice offense, but 2 things have been a struggle for them: playing on the road and facing high-level defenses within the conference. Maryland won just 2 road games last year at Rutgers and at Illinois. They only won 1 road game in each of 2020 and 2019. Furthermore, their prolific offense was all but shut down by the Big Ten's best defenses. Last year, they faced 6 of the top 7 defenses in the Big Ten and never scored more than 20 points in any of those games. Against bottom-feeder Big Ten defenses like Indiana and Rutgers, they averaged 39 points per game. I don't see them getting to 20 in this spot either, on the road against the defending Big Ten champions who are very well coached. So the Michigan Wolverines to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Wolverines have gone under in all 3 games by very slim margins, depending what number the total closed at a given sportsbook. Still, the reason this has been happening is because the Michigan defense is suffocating their opponents. Maryland has gone under in 2 of their first 3 because they eclipsed 35 just once, and that was against Charlotte. The Terps totals have been in the mid-60s or higher because of their offense, but it's the Maryland defense that could help push this total over in this one. Michigan will overpower the Terps in the run game. The Wolverines have a top 20 rushing attack and are second in the country with 15 rushing touchdowns through 3 games. I still think Maryland can score enough in this game to get this total over. They are going to have to score. Their defense won't be able to slow down the Wolverines, so their only way of keeping the game close is to get into a shootout. Talia Tagovailoa will make enough plays to get the Terps close to 20, and that really should be enough given what Michigan can do offensively. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Bowling Green versus Mississippi State. The Bowling Green Falcons and the Mississippi State Bulldogs will clash on Saturday afternoon in a non-conference game at Davis-Wade Stadium. Bowling Green is 1-2 so far and is coming off a 34-31 overtime home victory over the Marshall Thundering Herd. Senior quarterback Matt McDonald will get the start and went 2-7 of 4-5 for 282 yards with 4 touchdowns through the air and 8 rushing attempts for 24 yards. Mississippi State is 2-1 this year and is coming off a 31-16 road loss against the LSU Tigers. Junior quarterback Will Rogers had a decent game as he was 2-4 of 4-2 for 214 yards with a touchdown and an interception. The Bulldogs were outplayed by a pretty good LSU team in most facets during their last outing, but they were still in a winning position late. Mississippi State posted a tepid 289 total yards with 15 first downs and 2 turnovers, so they've got plenty to work on this week. As for Bowling Green, they'll be riding high on their overtime win for a while. The Falcons were outgunned by Marshall in most facets, but still found a way to win. I don't believe that the Lightning will strike twice in a row. The Bulldogs are healthy and ready to bounce back. Plus, we all know Mike Leach's approach, and the Falcons will struggle to cope with the Bulldogs' passing offense. So the Mississippi State Bulldogs to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Falcons' defense has been a lot better than the numbers have shown. These teams are touchdown dependent as these 2 programs combined to go 5 for 6 in terms of field goals, averaging 1 attempt per game. Some people can view that as a good thing as they are not settling for 3 points. You can turn that around and say that they do not trust in their special teams unit to put up points effectively to win games. The under has hit in 6 of the past 8 Falcons games following a victory, as well as in 5 of the previous 6 September games for the Bulldogs. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.